everyone, it's so good to be here again. Thank you so much for always being here and always tuning into my channel. You guys are awesome and simply the best. And don't forget, this is Saffron Media, and we are here to give you trending, exciting, reliable, and authentic happenings in Nigeria and more. And of course, we have a trending and exciting report right here that Nigerian governors are being dragged to court. And guess who are the people that dragged the governors to court and what is their offense? These are all we're about to find out why the Nigerian governors are being dragged to court. Okay, guys, before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed, please ensure you hit the subscribe button. And not just that alone, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Yes, that is how we do it right here. And of course, you guys know this is an exciting place to be. Okay, let us dive right into the details of this report. It says the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit asking the Federal High Court, Abuja, to compel governors to use funds budgeted for security votes and life pensions for ex-governors to fund the COVID-19 fight, demanding that the money be expended on healthcare facilities. SERAP also wants publication of details of spending on COVID-19 in all states. The body in suit number FHC/ABJ/CS/757/2020 is seeking a declaration that the failure of the governors to respond satisfactorily amount to a fundamental breach of the FALL Act, the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended, and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. SERAP suit followed Freedom of Information (FOL) requested date 25th April 2020, expressing concern that governors are spending scarce state resources to pay themselves security votes and their predecessors' life pension rather than using public funds to effectively respond to COVID-19 by investing in and improving public healthcare sector and facilities in their states. SERAP revealed that only two governors, Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State and Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, Kwara State, responded to its request. The rights group quoted El-Rufai as saying that the fall is binding only on the federal government and its agencies, the Federal Capital Territory, and the states that chose to domesticate it. We are therefore not bound to respond to your request using the threat of an FALL Act that is inapplicable in our state. Should you choose to rephrase the request of the citizen or voter in Kaduna, to whom we are accountable under OGP commitments, I will direct the relevant departments of government to respond. Our vision of FALL is with the State House of Assembly for domestication. Abdulrazak said the category of the information you requested is protected from disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act. SERAP suit filed by Kolawole Oluwadare and Atinuke Adejuyigbe insists that governors have a responsibility to act in the interest of Nigerian citizens and residents in their states. Under the Code of Conduct of Public Office, 5th Schedule, Part 1 of the Nigerian Constitution, and oath of office of governor of a state in the 7th Schedule to the Constitution. The body argues, what is the economic benefit of appropriation of security votes and pension to former governors and deputy governors to the citizens of Nigeria during a pandemic? Why should the governor spend so much on a relatively negligible percentage of the population at the expense of the majority of the citizens? It said appropriation of hundreds of millions of naira for security votes and payments of pensions to former governors amid COVID-19 can only be in the personal interest of the governors and their colleagues, in clear conflict with public interest and well-being and prosperity of the country and its people. Majority of Nigerians continue to live in poverty and without access to basic necessity of life, such as healthcare and clean water, as established by the National Bureau of Statistics in its 2019 report. SERAP said governors ought to be compelled to use the budget for security votes and life pension to improve the healthcare facilities in their respective states, provide palliatives and reliefs, and to address the impact of COVID-19 on the citizens and residents of their respective states. It wants governors ought to be directed to provide details of palliatives and reliefs that they have provided to the most vulnerable people, including the list of beneficiaries, details of what they are doing to improve testing for COVID-19, isolation centers, as well as ensure safe protective equipment for health workers. The 36th governor ought to be directed and compelled to provide details of what they are doing to ensure full respect for human rights of everyone and access to justice for victims of human rights violations and abuses during and linked to COVID-19, as well as any support they are providing to Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) to improve its capacity to respond to COVID-19. No date has been fixed for the hearing of the suit. So that was from SERAP, and I believe everything that SERAP said really makes a lot of sense. That is the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, and for them filing a lawsuit against asking the Federal High Court, Abuja, to compel governors to use funds budgeted for security votes. In fact, that security votes that governors keep collecting, they just pocket it and leave the people of their states to wallow in poverty. This is not right. This is not good. And if you check out the millions that are being given to states for security votes, you will wonder what is going on in the country. When we talk about security vote, normally it's supposed to be given to security operatives to, help fight crime in the community and all of that. But it's not being remitted to any of such departments or establishments. Rather, it is shared among the governors of the state. And it is good now that SERAP is actually saying that the importance of the money should be used for things that are more relevant to the people of the state. If you go to communities, you go to some of these rural communities, you will see they don't even have any health care in those areas. You'll be so shocked why people are dying helplessly, and there's a government in such a state. And I believe these are the reasons why a country is being divided to have states, so that they can attend and reach out to as many people as are in that country. But it seems it is not so in Nigeria, because the governors are just seated there waiting for money and loading their pockets and that of their families. And SERAP has actually, what they've actually done is right, because the way things are going in this country is alarming, because people are dying every day for things that can actually be handled. On one part, workers are not being paid, people still struggle to make money for their families to feed and even do things. But yet, that is not enough. That is why the rate of poverty keeps increasing. There's no salary, there is no health facilities, and even some of the areas that you have even in state capitals, you'll be so shocked that in the state capitals, you go to some of the healthcare centers, you would not believe that you could go there. Sometimes they will tell you there's no drug when you want to purchase a particular kind of drug, and it was the same healthcare that a doctor prescribed that drug for you. You go to the pharmacy, they tell you that drug is not available, that you can go somewhere else to get it, which is very, very poor. Because when you talk about state federal facilities, it should be things that everything there, okay, you are not buying counterfeit, everything is original in that place. So you are rest assured that whatever you're getting from here, that this is original and authentic. But things are not like that. Sometimes you see people, you go to the hospitals, they tell you, oh, there's no blood, there's no drip, you have to go and buy, and the person needs an emergency attention. But yet, no attention is given to the people. So all these are things that are really important in the nation today, that should have answers to, that the government should have answers to. but rather they are looking into areas that are not even the concern of the citizens. So that is it, guys. SERAP is taking Nigerian governors to court. We hope that the case is given a fair hearing and opportunity is given to SERAP to really put forth this case so that at least the governors will be pushed to do the right things. So thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned. I really do appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.